Arizona police, are you confused about how to enforce the new Arizona immigration law? You can do it without relying on how a person looks. As radio professionals, we can assure it can be done on how a person sounds. Take example this one.
Ay, 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 ay. I am the Frito Bandido.
See, the accent itself is a reasonable cause, and in this case, we have a clear statement of criminal intent.
I want Fritos corn chips. I'll get them from you.
Now, compare this with a clearly native-born American.
Yahoo! Mountain Dew!
Lest anyone think this is racial profiling, let us point out that this clearly Caucasian individual is also quite suspicious.
They're always after me special breakfast, Lucky Charms.
Simply apply this method, and Arizona's children will never have to hear this chilling message.
Now, boys and girls, you are Frito Bandidos too.
Brought to you by Bob Early in the Early Show, the voice of Runny Drawers, Arizona, waking up the Four Corners since 2009.
Oh, my God. So Arizona's becoming a police state or a prison state? I don't know. Why don't they just cordon off Arizona and just say everybody inside Arizona is guilty of something? And that's it. And then they could just, not let you out of Arizona, and it's a prison. That's it. No freedom of movement. And, it's just one giant prison state. I don't know who's unhappier about it. The people inside Arizona, the police inside Arizona, the people outside Arizona. But every police officer in Arizona is now going to have to be a Border Patrol agent. So apparently they are going to be diverted from fighting crime to fighting things that annoy conservatives. Good. That's a proper use of our police force. And, when you think about it, everybody wants the border secured. I think this is where we have agreement, right? This law does nothing to secure the border. It doesn't talk about the border. It doesn't put, police on the border. It doesn't say Arizona's going to have a special unit for Border Patrol. It doesn't ask for more Border Patrol agents from the federal government. It doesn't do anything about the border. All it does is say we're allowed to intimidate people now. We're allowed to pull people over and ask them for papers now. And while we were all believing that the that the Arizona driver's license as of 2005 was indeed proof of citizenship, yesterday, and this law hasn't even gone into effect yet, there was a truck driver who's from California who was stopped at a way station. He produced his commercial driver's license. He produced his Social Security card. They said that wasn't good enough. They hauled him off, called his wife, because he said, call my wife, she has my birth certificate. The wife came, brought the birth certificate, and then they let him go. But they detained him because he didn't have a birth certificate and he did have an accent. But he was born in California. And, again, the lawyers, look at this immigration law. Ask yourself, who's going to benefit from this immigration law? Lawyers. The state of Arizona is going to get sued. They've given a private right of action, meaning you are allowed to sue to each and every individual in Arizona, from you who might be listening to the Minutemen down on the border. If they don't feel that the police officers are doing a good enough job, then they can actually sue. This turns Arizona into a giant law suit. The whole state. I can't decide. Is it a giant holding pen for illegal immigrants? Is it a prison state now? Is it a police state now? Or is it just a giant lawsuit?